Hi guys, thanks for tuning back in. This is our fourth lesson on personal narrative writing and how to write a true story. And I'm just going to review a little bit our anchor chart or our different strategies of writing a true story. So how do we write a true story? So first we've got to think about something that happened or something that you did. And after we think about it, we need to practice telling it with the storyteller's voice. And one thing I forgot to tell you, and we'll review it again, is I like to use my fingers to tell the story. So I know how many pages I'm going to need to write it, because we can't just write it on one page if we want it to be an interesting story. So you practice telling it with the storyteller's voice, and then you start writing it down. And to write down your story, you need to use pictures and words to tell who, where, and what happened in your story. So I have been telling you my story about when I went on vacation to Mexico with Ezekiel and Jacob, and when we went to go see the monarch butterflies. And so here's my story, and I did a little writing off the camera to kind of speed this along. So let's review it. So on my first part of the story, it says I went to see the monarch butterflies. So there's that. And then the second part, it says Jacob, Ezekiel, and I got to the sanctuary. We got on horses to hike up the mountains. And then after we got to the sanctuary, we saw a lot of butterflies. We had to be very quiet. The butterflies were amazing. So I still need to add some more details to this, right? And then the next part of my story, it says, when we were watching the butterflies, one flew down, and Jacob got to see it closely. So he got to get it real close. So that's Jacob, and there's the butterfly. And that line right there is that yellow ribbon, right, that we couldn't pass. So it was really close to us, so we got to see it really, really close. And maybe I'll show you a picture, because we got to take a picture. So that's what happened. And so that brings me to our next part of True Story. To make our story even more interesting, one thing you can do is you can add, or you can use speech bubbles to bring your writing to life. So I'm going to model that really quickly on this page right here, which is Jacob looking at that butterfly, and it was so amazing. And one of the things that he said, wow. So I'm going to draw a speech bubble. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn my camera around so that you can see how to draw a speech bubble and how you can add more things to your story to make it more interesting and for your readers. All right, guys. So to make a speech bubble, it's super easy. You're going to put it by the person that's talking. So you do kind of like two diagonal lines, almost like you're going to do a triangle, right? And then you're just going to add a circle or an oval big enough to add the words. So I'm not going to add too many words, but I'm just going to add something that Jacob said. And he said, wow, because it was just simply breathtaking. So I'm going to go ahead and write the word wow with an exclamation point, because that is something that he said when he saw that monarch butterfly. So you can use speech bubbles, and you don't have to use them all in all your pages, but you can add them for special effect or to say what somebody else was saying. So I'm going to go ahead and add another speech bubble to this part of my page. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a speech bubble to me because I was so super excited. So here's where my speech bubble is going to go. And I'm going to write just that. And sometimes I just do the top of the bubble and then I write my words. I am so excited. I'm putting an exclamation point because I was so excited to get on a horse. So there's my speech bubble. There's me. I am so excited. And then I'm going to do a little speech bubble over here by Ezekiel because the horse was an amazing experience. So something that sometimes you say to a horse, you go, whoa, when you get on a horse. So there's adding some speech bubbles to give a little more liveliness to your story for your readers to read. So that's the next part of our lesson. So go back and see if there's any speech bubbles you can add. Remember, it doesn't have to be on every page, but you can pick and choose where you think you can add some speech bubbles about what somebody said in your story.